us, you know.
And joining us live now from the UK to discuss the recent developments around Brexit and break it all down for us is the editor of Politics First, Dr. Marcus Papadopoulos. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. First of all, we've just seen this two-day EU Leaders Summit wrap-up. What was it all about and what was the outcome?
Well, Theresa May is so close, yet so far away from delivering Brexit. In regard to her withdrawal bill, which is going to go before the House of Commons in January 2019, what she requires is the European Union to assure the UK that there will be a treaty between the UK and the EU by the end of 2020, and therefore that would resolve the backstop issue in Northern Ireland. However, what we saw today in Brussels was the EU resolutely say that there will be no further concessions, there will be no further compromises. So how can Theresa May get this bill passed through the House of Commons when there is no assurance regarding a treaty between London and Brussels by the end of 2020? And we saw this week that Theresa May survived a confidence vote. She did okay. She had 200 MPs back her. But 117 of her own politicians, her own MPs, voted against her. And I think that we can with confidence say that those 117 Conservative MPs who voted against her will vote against her withdrawal bill next January if there is no assurance from the EU of a treaty coming into place between the UK and the EU by the end of 2020. So that's why I say she is so close yet so far away at the same time.
She seems really in a rock and a hard place, doesn't she, between the two, because as we now know, she knows she's not going to get any concessions from fellow leaders at the EU, but her fellow Brexiteers not all that happy either. What have they been saying since this summit wound up?
Well, we have to make a distinction. Within the Brexit camp in the Conservative Party at Westminster, you have the hard-line Brexiteers like Jacob Rees-Mogg and Boris Johnson. Now, no matter what Theresa May does with her withdrawal bill, no matter what further concessions that she may obtain from the EU, they are going to vote against it. But of course, the other side of the Brexit camp, who are more conciliatory, they have made it very clear that if the withdrawal bill does satisfy some of their demands, then they would be inclined to vote for it. However, when we talk about Jacob Rees-Mogg and Boris Johnson, we really have to question what are their motivations, what are their genuine motivations? Because both politicians must surely know, that the worst thing in business is uncertainty. It's not a bad deal. So if they really believe that, then we have to question, do they understand economics? My own view is that they are guided by their own motivations, that they believe they have this intrinsic right, a God-given right, to be the next leader of the Conservative Party and to be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So I think both men are doing everything they can to derail Theresa May's premiership.
Well, do you think that they would wait until the next election? I mean, as you mentioned, Theresa May obviously survived this leadership challenge to her, and technically speaking, there can't be another challenge until the next election, but is she likely to survive till then?
Well, let me just quickly correct you. In accordance with the rules of the Conservative Party, because she survived the vote of confidence, there cannot be another challenge to her leadership for another 12 months. So this time next year, if she is still leader, if she's still Prime Minister, then the Brexit wing of her party at Westminster could call another vote of confidence. However, what I think is very clear from the last few days is that Theresa May is determined to deliver Brexit for Britain to leave the European Union on the 31st of March 2019, and then to remain as Prime Minister for a few months and then to stand down. I think it's just inconceivable that this time next year Theresa May will be Prime Minister. And I think it's even more inconceivable that she would lead the Conservative Party into the next general election, which is scheduled to be 2022. However, there could, of course, be a snap general election. If Theresa May's withdrawal bill is defeated next January, then that opens the floodgates. There could be a snap general election. And of course, Brexiteers within the Conservative Party are acutely aware that if they do bring her down, if they do defeat her withdrawal bill, then the double effect of that could be handing the keys of 10 Downing Street to Jeremy Corbyn. Now, as a member of the Parliamentary Press Gallery, I can tell you from now, that is the worst nightmare for all Conservative MPs. And that might just convince them, even if they're not happy with an amended withdrawal bill next January, that alone, the fear of Corbyn, might just convince them to vote for it.
Okay.
Dr. Marcus Papadopoulos, thanks for breaking it down. There's so many more intriguing bylines to this whole story. We'll hope to chat again about it soon, but thanks for catching up with us here on Saturday Edition.
Thank you very much.
Well, back